Hey friends, welcome back to Krusty Cranks. Alright, I thought I'd show you my new little, well, it's not really new, I've been using this for a while now. But it's an ultrasonic cleaner. And I got some, my mix. This is my cleaner mix. It's Windex and some rubbing alcohol, 70%, and some water. So basically I just turn this, I'm going to take this all apart. This is my black brush, and like I said before in other videos, I usually keep a brush for black. This little Master here, and as you can tell, it's got a little gummed up. Man, it's really stuck. I use this thing all the time, and you can see how gummed up it is. I just got done a little while ago painting a bunch of baits, and it was clogging on me, so I thought I'd give it a cleaning. But basically, this little thing's been working great for me, because I can clean brushes while I'm painting, and I can take a brush apart and put it in there and let it run through some cycles till it gets real clean, and then I can just put it back together. Usually I'll clean out the port a little bit with the little brush it out. But and then when I do this little guy right here that you always want to drop on the floor and can't find, has that ever happened to you? I'm sure it has. But I always do it over top of there, so if it falls in there, I know for sure it's in there. Now I don't put my I don't put this in there because it's got the rubber gaskets in there, and I don't really need to clean that out too often. It's mostly in here where it gets really gummed up, builds up, and then, you know, that's what happens. You know what happens. You've been through it before, I'm sure. But I'll throw all the little parts in there, my trigger, everything. Usually, like I said, the only thing I don't put in there is this. I'll clean this out manually. I'll take the spring out, brush it out with a little brush, and put it back together. But I don't like to soak my washers in there, my rubber washers, too much. I know there's a little one on the tip, but it don't seem to bother that too much. But basically, you're going to take your little ultrasonic cleaner here, and I'll put a link to mine. There's a bunch of different ones on there. I think I paid like 22 bucks for it on Amazon. But then I hit it for as much as it'll go. Now this one only goes to like 480. I don't know what that is, but and then I'll just hit on, and it'll vibrate in there for a while. It's basically a jewelry cleaner is what it is. And I was in an airbrush forum, an airbrush forum, and somebody was talking about it, and I thought, well, I'll give it a try. And then I seen it on another airbrush YouTube channel. But it's been working out really good for me. I'll run it 3 or 4 cycles while I'm taking a break for a while, getting ready to get some dinner. Been painting all morning, and my black was getting gummed up, so I thought I would throw it in there and give it some cycles while I'm eating. But I'll bring you back, and I'll show you how grimy it gets when you get done. So yeah, I'll bring you back and show you the results. Look how black that water, that cleaner is now. So that was it was 5 cycles. So I guess you'd say it's about a little less than 30 minutes, I guess. I mean, I wish you could set a longer timer on it. That's what kind of sucks about it, is that you got to keep hitting start. But usually I'll set it up on my other table over here, my building table, and while I'm running it and painting baits, I'll just keep hitting the start button. Look how clean that got. Let's see. Sometimes you do have to take your Q-tip and wipe out the bowl a little bit. I just do that just because the Q-tip will catch and pull a lot of that gunk out of there. Like hunks of stuff, if you got hunks of stuff in there. And I got these little ones too. If I can get to them without knocking the camera over. These little ones don't have as much lint on them. So you can kind of get these down in there. And get it pretty clean. But black's going right back in it, so as long as there's not any big hunks in there. And then if I see anything in there, I'll grab it. Just so it don't get in the tip and clog up my needle right off the bat. But that's pretty good. It's gonna have more black in it anyway. Alright, so I'm gonna put this back together, but yeah, you can see finding that little tip. Oh, I found it right off the bat. Sometimes that's a little challenging, but it really gets that inside of that little tip clean too. Which is cool, because that little tip's hard to clean. And when I put it back together, I get it started over top, and because you always drop it and then you're looking for it when your fingers are wet. It's kind of hard to hang on to it. But if you put it in there like that, get it started, and then take your little wrench, and that way if you drop it, it's going to fall back in there and you won't lose it. And then when you do this, put this back on there, just snug it up. Don't bear down on it, or else you break it off. So I'll put this back together, and I'll bring you back and show you how clean it is. Sprays. In previous videos, a previous cleaning video I did, I was showing you guys how I used Abilene on my needle, or on my trigger. But since then, I found something that works a little better. I've been using this Paz load, but it's lubricating oil for my air compressor and my air tools, like my nail gun and stuff. So I thought, oh, well, if it works on that, it should work good on my airbrush. And it does. It works great. So I'll put a little drop down in where that, let me do it on camera. I put a little drop after I get it all cleaned out, right down in there where that trigger goes. And that helps me get the trigger in there, for one, easier. Okay, she's all cleaned up. I got all my parts. Let's put this guy back together. As you can see, I went on and put the trigger in, but I did want to show you. In previous cleaning video I did, I showed you that I was using Abilene, which is like a makeup cleaner, because it's kind of greasy, and it worked really good on my trigger. But since then, I've switched to using this Pazload lubricating oil. Yeah, you can get airbrush lube and all that stuff, but this stuff I use on my air tools. like my nail gun and my trim nailer and things like that. So I was like, man, I wonder if that would work good on the airbrush, and it sure does. So I put a little drop down in my, usually put a little drop down in the hole down in here before I put the trigger in, or yeah, before I put the trigger in, because that way I got a little more, it kind of slides in there easier. But if you're using these masters, you know that they're kind of tricky. That's what I like about the gallery brushes, because you just have one little spot and you push it down in there. It's great. I love the triggers on those gallery brushes. But anyway, we're not using the gallery right now. We're using this master. So get it down in there, and then get your spring and your compression tool, trigger spring, whatever you call that part, and the long side up, push it against it. That way you can start putting it back together with a little pressure on it. So then if you're new to airbrushing, this is your trigger pressure spring. So wind that down in there until you start feeling a little trigger pressure. And if you're new, it helps to increase your trigger pressure. That way you start learning better control over your spray. You don't want to bear it all the way down, gets it too tight, because it kind of messes with the action a little bit. So, and then when you put your needle back in, be careful. Just get it started. Easy enough for me, because I'm half blind when I don't have my contacts in. And just slide it in, and don't jam it right in there, because sometimes if you don't have that trigger seated, and then what I like to do is put my finger on my thumb on the trigger just a little bit and pull that straight up, so it's straight up, and your needle will slide right in there better. Okay, never want to jam that in there, because that's a good way to put a burr. Oh, wrong part. That's a good way to put a burr on your needle. All right, screw that back on. Let's put your lock back on, and we're gonna see how clean this guy is. And then I usually put a little drop on this little compression fitting here. I put a little drop of that air tool oil. You don't have to get Pazload. You can get any kind of air tool oil. It's pretty much the same thing. You can also use that white grease, the silicone grease. That works good too. Put it back together, and she's going to be clean as a whistle. Then for this, make sure that you clean that out real good. Dump all that stuff out. Don't submerge it in water, because it's the electrical part, obviously. Don't submerge it in water. And I usually just rinse it out a little bit with some clean water and hot water, and then I'll take and wipe it out with some paper towels. And then usually if you just leave the lid open and let it air dry, works great. Get your little airbrush cleaner, put it in there, check your spray, see if you're nice and clear. And she's good to go for another couple hundred more baits. All right, I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you get yourself one of these, because once you try it, you're gonna like it. You won't go back to cleaning them by hand manually anymore. Thing works great. I really like it. Link in the description. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Ring that notification bell so you get notified when we put up our next video. And always remember, stay crusty, my friends.